Murals are in between construction and art. The person who came up with this idea of getting a mural painting on a whole building in town must be a very forward-thinking person. That's the first thing that came into my mind. When I started designing, I started with the CBK side. It's very interesting because I needed to come and properly see the building so that I could now start the process of designing. But then there is the whole red tape concerning security in this place.
So once you meet the client, you'll discuss the concepts, what they want to see on their wall. And then after that bit, you'll now go back and start conceptualizing, coming up with ideas like, what do you want these guys passing there to see? What do you want, how do you want the mural to impact them? Which colors to use, which colors communicate what, etc., etc., etc. So after conceptualizing is done and everything is agreed on between the painter and the client, you now go into getting your materials and equipment. So get paint, get brushes, get everything that you'll need for that particular case. And then after that you just hit the wall.
So basically, first is the sketching part, whereby you have to sketch. Mostly we are using the spray cams to sketch, and then we come with the large blocks of color, like solid background. We do the solid background, and then come up with the fixture. Mostly we'd finish off with the spray paint, or we'd come through with the detail brush. So that's the whole process.
The idea for the whole mural was creating something that was timeless. But then again, timeless is relative. Depends on who you're talking to. But as far as I'm concerned, I thought that this was a very timeless concept for this building and should remain relevant for a very long time, and give people some sense of identity and relatability when they walk through.
The boxes on the building itself worked well in terms of helping us get the proportions right. So it was a matter of it's like you're using a graph book from point A to point B, it goes this way and all that. If this building did not have these blocks, it could have been another story. We've not seen any other government agency trying to approach such a project this way, like the way Central Bank did. Actually, the fact that Central Bank were in this project gave us hope that it will happen.
So as far as youth are concerned, I feel like this sends a message that we are seen. People who love art pass by here. People who are part of the creative revolution pass by here, and they feel represented in some sort of a way. Because as much as the creative economy is fragmented into different professions, one sort of like development in one area leads to another in another area. So it's a huge industry.
When this mural was being concepted, the whole world was a bit gloomy because it was the COVID period and everything was sad, everything was down, and people didn't have as much psyche and etc. You could just tell the mood everywhere. It was just somber. This project definitely has some impact on the viewers and everyone who uses this street. Having such a piece in a public place, it has an impact from just the way you see people interacting with it. You might be sad, you might be gloomy, but there's this gigantic face smiling at you. I mean, you'll definitely be happy, and at least it will make your day. And it's evident. You'll see people trying to take a picture here, trying to take a picture there, from each and every side. Even in the matatu, right along Haile Selassie, when you're stuck in traffic and you see the face of that lady and you see the birds sweeping across the sky, it's a beautiful thing. I think it should take your worries away.
Hii wall ndio wall nilianza nayo. Hii ndio ilikuwa the first wall kwa design process yangu. Alvo, uko hiyo purple? Uko nayo? Haya sasa, panda tu. Photos zenye niliget za hii wall zilikuwa too perfect. Zilikuwa zimechukuliwa CDK. So they're very straightforward photos. And I had like a weekend to come up with something tangible to show the people I was dealing with, the directors and all that, what I had in mind about painting this building. The number of things that happen to make a mural age are dust and pigment breaking down, from the elements. Constant rain and sun at the same time, UV light and say traffic. If something is in a high traffic area, it means that it's going to need restoration, because people passing by a wall and touching it constantly, the wall ends up being covered with grime.
Hii wall iko na step pale juu, so hiyo step ina collect dust Actually that is one of the challenges yenye iko kwa hii wall. Hii wall venye iko karibu na barabara ina collect a lot of dust from Haile Selassie, a lot of soot as well. And hiyo soot juu hizi tiles ni sort of like, hizi tiles iko na space hapa juu that space collects dust and that soot over time. In a period of 2 days, if you come back here, you'll find that it's already collected a lot of dust. So now if you have light showers, all of that dust and soot merges with water, becomes mud, and just comes down in very tiny sort of like drips that you can see. So it stains the wall. Now what they're doing up there is cleaning up the space that was collecting paint when they were painting up there, and that had collected a bit of dust. Pretty much just cleaning up.
Most of the time we find a way to correct an error. Maybe let's say we painted using the wrong color. We try to get the exact shade, but that would mean most of the time you have to repaint, or you have to find a creative way to integrate the mistake into the artwork. So, and make it look purposefully, not an accident.
What you had in mind to see it coming, that was quite a challenge. The other challenge again was the height also. Yeah, I'm not used to height, so but it became hard.
Where you have that lady looking ahead while there is a huge lilac-breasted roller flying, taking off at the end. So the idea behind that was still optimism. I wanted someone driving, or someone in a matatu or walking past, to see that huge portrait of a lady just looking, staring ahead, staring beyond, and that forces you to look at, what is she looking at? And then the bird taking off is, a representation of takeoff, and the whole idea of a leap of faith and growth, development, and all that. But then the lilac-breasted roller is the Kenyan national bird, so I wanted something that would also represent Kenya without saying Kenya. The lady with the earrings and the necklaces, sort of like traditional garb, but then she's holding a spear, and on top of the spear, instead of a spear tip, there is a CCTV camera. It's pretty much about how self-aware we are right now. We are growing at a time where it's very easy to see where we are coming from and where we are going. We are growing as we document ourselves. That's the idea. New weapons of change. That earring is not something we designed for. It was something that I did after I observed how people interacted with the mural. Like, people passing by definitely look up and to see what is going on. But at the same time, I wanted something that was engaging and at an eye level. So I thought of that bulb on her earring and bulbs and light bulb moments. And then in that bulb is this lady in a tiny world of her own. The watering can and the plants, that's about growth. And the last one, the basement door. I didn't know what to do with the basement door. It was a very interesting place to design for, because the nature of that space doesn't start from the ground, starts from halfway the entire wall, where you have the door. And I really thought of something that would connect that CBK side to the rear side, and eventually I found something. This guy with a bag and a camera, just sort of like a detached person. What someone walking through the murals would probably see. I thought of a traveler. That's the idea.
We have never seen anyone doing this such a scale, and here we are.